Woohoo! Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm supposed to be doing work on Blender for school, but instead I'm really bored to this. Yeah. Man, that sounds way more fun than my extracurricular activities for school. Blender. I assume you mean the 3D modeling program and not an actual physical blender. I assume they are not expecting you to repair a blender or something. Gotcha. Yeah, I think you've mentioned that before, that or it was somebody else. Yeah, I remember my uncle went for that 3D modeling stuff to college for like game development and ended up working on like a car app to like so you could preview what the car would look like with different accessories and stuff. My grandparents were so proud. They thought it was so cool. How's everybody doing? Everybody's week going well? Mine's going pretty well. Yeah, pretty well. We have like no food in the house, so I had to run and get some food earlier today. Like we didn't even have any bread or anything. I was like, no bread, no nothing, man. Dude, I've been watching way too much of that pirate software drama. Keep thinking like, man, I have to stop acting like I'm unemployed if I ever want to not be unemployed. One thing I kind of want to do today is I kind of want to explore the upper and lower parts of the city, because we haven't really done that at all. Like there's a whole new section of... Nah, I'm not buying anything for Prime Day. Actually, I've got to return something, Christian. Hey, Corgi. So I went ahead and bought a Amazon tablet, and for a very weird reason. So there's this old Android app, series of Android apps about like raising a zombie, and they don't have it on Google Play anymore, and you can't find it anywhere legit, except for some reason, Amazon apps, which no longer has an Android app. So I got an Amazon tablet so I could download the app, so I could pull them off the Amazon tablet, so I could have them, and then I'm going to return the Amazon tablet. It's actually not too bad of a price on an actual tablet. It's just, it's so locked down with Amazon stuff that it's super annoying to actually use. It's also like way too big. Where's this key? That's one way to play an old game, yeah. Yeah, I don't usually talk about drama stuff because it's kind of annoying, but like I am lost in the drama sauce. Also, some of it isn't drama, some of it is just political sometimes, and that's just annoying to talk about. There's a lot of drama in politics, so sometimes they overlap. Yeah, and it's the weapon van too. Oh, I can't carry anything. Dang it. What do I have on me? I could probably stick some stuff in a yeah. I don't know. I feel like a tablet would be kind of fun. I tried watching like YouTube on it and stuff, and like doing a little bit of like typing work and stuff on it, but even if I don't know, I feel like I would just rather have a laptop mostly. Yeah. Hold on, let me go down and drop some stuff off in the item storage a minute. No, the whole pirate software thing is kind of funny, because I remember when like he first hopped up on the scene, and like a year or so ago, and I thought he was kind of an interesting guy. And then just seeing like the progression of like over time of him just getting himself in more and more stupid situations because he refuses to take responsibility or apologize or anything or admit he was wrong. Just funny to see how that keeps coming up over and over again. Technically, yes, he is making Heartbound. It's so funny. Dude, the internet is so weird where we've got, like, I think I said this like a week or two ago. I feel like I had this conversation, but, it's so funny how MatPat has retired from YouTubing and is now doing that whole, like, American, like, lobbying group, right? For content creators. And the whole like Heartbound thing where he got in trouble for calling it the next Undertale, which is part of the reason why Toby Fox doesn't like him. But like at the same time, that just happened to be Pirate Software's game, and like now there's the whole Pirate Software thing. It's just funny how that all goes, right? Basically, if you don't know Pirate Software is, don't worry about it. He's just some goober who was wrong about something and refused to apologize or admit he was wrong, and so people are kind of like annoyed with him. Danganronpa could be added Dead by Daylight. There was an update in November for the next crossover. Jeppo, it's so funny. I was literally watching some Dead by Daylight content literally right before stream of the new Freddy Fazbear, like what's the dude's name? William Afton, like, character. I don't know. Dead by Daylight looks kind of fun, but I wouldn't want to do the whole time investment to, like, unlock everything, I think. If I could just, like, jump in and play as some of the characters, I feel like that would be fun, especially with, like, friends. But to, like, spend a bunch of time unlocking them would be kind of annoying, I think. Yeah, Springtrap. It's so funny. I've watched so much FNAF content, but I've never played any of the games. I really should at some point. Be funny to do on stream or something, because I freak out pretty easily. Oh, did he? So maybe he's I don't know. I feel like he was kind of annoyed with MatPat for a while after the I gave Undertale to the Pope thing and the whole, like, people were mad at him for putting the next Undertale or whatever on the Heartbound game. I cannot. I can play FNAF World. It's technically an RPG, right? Yeah. I still keep up with it somewhat, but not as much. I don't even watch Game Theory anymore after MatPat left. He and his wife were and their streams were such a big part of, like, my middle school, high school life, where his streams were very family friendly, so I could, like, download them at the public library, take them home, and then, like, watch them on our TV at home, and my parents wouldn't get mad at me because, you know, it had to be family friendly, and they were family friendly enough. There was literally, like, multiple days where I was just in the house by myself. I just hooked up the laptop with them all on there to the TV, just put them all in a playlist and, like, let them let the, like, streams play for 48 hours and, like, the living room on the living room TV, just to have, like, something as, like, background noise. Yeah, I saw it. It was fun. I saw that they had the was it that stupid song from the anime. Shoot, it's like one of the only manga I have on my shelf. Hold on. Oh yeah, Tokyo Ghoul. Yeah, they had the Tokyo Ghoul, like, main character as, like, a playable character in Dead by Daylight, which was kind of wild. Is it, like, underneath the stairs or something? Where's the stupid key? Here's his kind of apology. Good night, sweet prince. Yeah, Kanaki. Kaneki? I don't know how to pronounce his name, actually. I've only... Good night, sweet prince. Yeah, I'm sure he, like, came around. I don't know. MatPat's a hard guy to hate. Like, consider the fact that that stupid, like, oh, you used Undertale in the title of this game when you were playing it on stream to get people to, like, click on the video. Like, that's, like, one of the only controversies MatPat has ever had. He is a very inoffensive, like, kind of vanilla toast kind of guy. You know, he's, like, very straightforward. I don't know. I enjoyed his theories. Like, he had some wild theories, of course. Like, I remember back in the days where they were a bit more raunchy. Like, he had to talk and stuff. But no, it's fun. Like I said, I watched a lot of him and his wife Stephanie with GT Live and everything. I remember hating half the DVD killers when I played. Maybe just bad. I don't know. I don't know what the actual experience of playing it is like. It's just kind of cool to see all the characters in there. Like I said, I feel like it'd be fun to jump in and mess around with the characters and stuff, especially with friends, but I don't think like I'd want to put in the time to actually unlock them or spend the money to buy them. Hello. No. Okay. Sub-stories? At some point. I'm just kind of exploring the upper and lower areas. For one, there's obviously a bunch of keys up here, but for two, it's just kind of interesting that there's these whole areas and everything. I realized we hadn't touched them at all, so I'm just kind of looking around and grabbing any keys I see, I guess. There's probably some cool stuff hidden around in, like, the basement and stuff, too. Does it? Yeah. Bro almost had MatPat burn on the TV screen. Yeah. Yeah, no, just one of those things where, like I said, you know, it was just something that was easy to put on in, like, the background or whatever, you know? Like, my brother literally would, like, plug in earbuds to this stupid laptop, start the streams, and, like, just literally fall asleep to the streams. Just, like, as white background noise. Like, he would do that. Of course, then, like, the screen had to be slightly open and it would, like, cast a bunch of light, but yeah. No, it's very funny. So, yeah. Yeah. That and Studio C, baby. Good old Studio C. Lillian Kuqueef? Lobster Bisque? Lillian and Twisk? Bisque. Where's this key? Hello? It's crazy how Kamurocho devolves in the next two games, because Yakuza 5 gets rid of this bit, and then Yakuza 6 was so rushed they just couldn't finish the whole map. Interesting. I wonder if that's because they started adding more and more maps. Because, like, maybe because they had more maps. Because I think this one has, like, a few different areas as well, right? Or is it just this Kamurocho? Like, this more expanded out Kamurocho? Yeah, Yakuza 5 adds 3 new maps. What about Yakuza 6? Does that have a bunch of maps? I think I've fallen asleep to one of your Yakuza streams before, lol. They are fairly late in the day, yeah. I was thinking that, like, as, like, a game to just play, like, after work or something, Yakuza is kind of fun. Because, like, you could just go and do, like, some sub-stories or just go and do, like, some mini games for, like, an hour. Just chill out. Be kind of fun. If you weren't too worried about, like, doing the story, like, if you're just doing Platinum Adventure or just in general. 6 has 1 new map. Okay. Yeah. Gosh darn it, where is this stupid thing? Is it like... Oh, I see it. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, I've thought about trying to start them sooner in the day. We'll see how the SMT streams go. That's kind of the experiment. All right. So I think that's most of that area. I think there's another section over on the left if we go all the way. Where's Kyo? Did you guys ever play Where's Waldo as a kid? I remember we had a couple of the books. It's kind of fun. Just like looking at the illustrations is pretty cool sometimes because there's just so many people and there's like lots of little gags and like little characters and stuff in there. It's funny. There's a like series of like Spot the Cat games on Steam. If you ever just want to add for some reason like an extra 20-30 Steam achievements for free on your Steam account and just like boost that way up, boost those numbers way up, just go and play those because you get an achievement for literally every single cat you find. They're like $1 or free, and like there's about 100 cats. Or hey, there's the charismatic photo. Stupid old photo. Why is it still here? Oh gosh, that whole stupid thing too. Yeah, with Mango and everything. Dude, that's another thing too, where it's like, I kind of like some of Ludwig's content, and I remember watching his like drama channel thing when he like started doing that whole like, oh, I'm gonna cover drama, and then like it lasted for a couple of years, and then I don't remember what, but I thought he had a pretty dumb take about something, and I was like, I don't care about this, so I stopped watching his stuff on it, right? And so, and now it's like, I don't know. Like, he's probably fine. It's just like, he doesn't, I don't know. It's kind of funny too, because there was also another clip of like CDogVA, another streamer, being like, yeah, he was going to cover to Japan, and I had to veto a bunch of his ideas, because a bunch of them were just straight up like illegal, or like just bad ideas. Yeah, I don't know. I think he just like, I don't know. He's just a guy who likes to go along and like have fun, but like, because he just kind of goes along with like whatever, sometimes he gets swept up into stuff he's not prepared to deal with, or like he like just kind of like things can get out of hand, you know. If you don't know the whole Ludwig thing, basically he has a friend named Mango. Mango's an alcoholic. He's been trying to get off it. Ludwig threw an event where they were drinking beer and playing Mario Kart, and he like let Mango get like way over what he should be. Mango started getting kind of weird, you know, because he was super blackout drunk. Like, there's a clip of him blowing a .32. And like Ludwig being like, get those numbers up. .32, you are like alcohol blood levels of poisoning, like blackout drunk. You are getting like dangerously to the point where you should probably go to the hospital at that point. And he's like, let's get the numbers up, you know, like .40 is, I believe, like lethal in most cases, and I think it's like a .8. .08 is like the legal limit to drive. If I've never driven drunk, so I'm not super up to date on that, but I believe that is the case. But yeah, basically he just like let his friend get like way too drunk, and then like was like, oh, it's not my fault, I'm gonna stop inviting Mango to my parties, I guess. It's just like, bro. Funny thing, Toby patched chapter 3 of Deltarune like today, and for some reason there was a glitch where she just not move in one room, so the way Toby fixed it was just have Susie slide around with zero walking animation. That's Toby Fox, all right, yeah. Take a funny, stupid glitch and turn it into a funny joke, yeah. That's a good way of handling it. I don't know. I am unemployed, so I know all this stuff. You probably don't need to know all this stuff. It's not like I know any of these people. It'll never matter. I will never meet these people, and it won't matter. I don't know any of these people in real life. I only know them based off of what they act like on the internet, so. And we all know that everything on the internet and everything people say on the internet is completely true, and they would never act differently off stream and compared to on stream. Everybody's always their authentic self. Yeah, literally, what did I write? I think on the like schedule this week, right? Like I pointed towards me starting Rideout this Sunday and like finishing Pixie only this weekend, and I was like, big day for the unemployed, parentheses me. I am the unemployed. The patch notes for it where something like Susie gets stuck not walking in one room, so I fix it, which is apparently better. Yeah. Man, what's this like little rooftop garden up here? This is kind of nice. Seems like a nice place to go and eat, like or something. I've never been to on a place like this. Oh yeah, true. Like yeah, Mango is like, gosh, he must be in his 30s. He's like an old time like Smash Bros player and everything. Like I said, he's like a alcoholic. He's trying to get away from it. So for Ludwig to like be encouraging him to get like, you know, plastered is like not a good look. It's not something a good friend should be doing, you know? It's not a good look, and him like screaming like let's up those numbers while the dude is like almost on the verge of like killing himself by drinking so much alcohol. It's like, yeah, it's not a good look, man. Well, it's also not even just that. I think the real thing too is people are for how much people don't forgive or forget on the internet, there are quite a lot of people who are willing to forgive and forget, especially forget. If like Ludwig had been like, that's my bad, I shouldn't have been encouraging him, you know, or whatever, and like said in the future I'll make sure, you know, maybe I'll have a bartender, like a legally like licensed bartender, to make sure people are cut off before, you know, they get too drunk at like my next party or whatever, right? Then yeah, like that would be like, okay, whatever, yeah. But like to, you know, not only get your friend drunk and then be like, no, it's fine, my friend is fine, we're all good, and just like not taking accountability. I think that's the biggest thing, is really, because like, you know, at the end of the day, Mango's his own person. He should be, he should like try and like stop himself from getting in a situation where he's getting drunk or getting weird while drunk, right? But it's the thing with Ludwig is just, you know, that's your friend, you know, you should be taking care of him and looking out for him. But yeah, whatever. I guess, yeah, especially for alcoholics. But at the same time, people like beer at parties, right? A lot of people like drinking a beer. It helps them like loosen up and like maybe, you know, have a good time or something. Man, this is so pretty, isn't it? I got some footage for Yakuza 0 for background footage. I actually had to install a mod because for some reason there's a weird depth of field effect when you're looking in first person. On Yakuza 0, it's like a bug that's not on the console versions apparently. But yeah, there's an old mod that worked, so I was able to get some good footage for that. So might see that in the starting soon screens here soon. I gotta actually like pare down the amount of P4 footage that's in them, especially once we actually finish P4. There's probably some I can take out that are, it's not like super great background footage, not as interesting. So yeah, I guess, I don't know, we're just kind of exploring the rooftops here a minute. No, not at all. I don't know. I mean, the P4 footage is like footage of a PS2 game, right? I mean, it's not like Okami looks great, right? And that's on the PS2, so. Nico Nico Dogga. Nico Nico Dogga. All I can think about is Nico Nico Ni. There's a key over there. Thanks for pointing that sign out. I would have missed that in the key. Alright. Come here, you. How do you get that, Akiyama? Do you, like, climb on top of the sign and go over there and grab the key? That doesn't surprise me. I don't know what it's advertising, but, like, I like the little logo. Yeah, of course I would say I like the little logo. But yeah. But yeah, there's plenty of, like, real-world life sponsorships for in the Yakuza games and stuff. It's not too surprising that some of the signage is also, it's like Japanese YouTube? Oh, okay. Interesting. Oh, wait. Got turned around. Okay. So we already explored that area. And that's where we came from. Okay. It looks like there aren't a lot of, like, battles or anything. At least up here on the rooftops. There's probably some for, like, story purposes, but yeah. Yeah, it's kind of cool being able to look, like, over the whole city like this and stuff and see all the, like, billboards and everything stretching out for miles. Despite how dense the Kamurocho map can be in some of the games, like, with all the things to do and see, there's plenty of, like, little buildings you can't go into, especially in the red light district, obviously. And there's, like, miles and miles of city that we never really see, of course. So having something like this where you can imply that the city is even bigger than you can see is pretty cool, I think. Like, just being able to see, like, how far it stretches out there. Where's that key? Somewhere over here. A lot of Japanese memes originate for there along with Nijimura. Remember Billy Harrington? That's why. I don't remember Billy Harrington. I am sorry. I don't know, I've got a weird juxtaposition where I am terminally online, but historically I had no internet, so making up for lost time now, I suppose. Like I said, for the MatPat stuff, I had to, like, go to the library, download a bunch of as many videos as possible, and then, like, bring them back home and watch them. And that's how I consumed YouTube content for at least 3 or 4 years, was just downloading them all through a good old MP3 MP4 converter for YouTube, and bringing them home and watching them. And then my parents were like, well, isn't that bad because you're not giving, like, money to the advertisers by watching the ads? And I was like, you know what? I don't actually feel bad about that at all. You know, I think I'm okay with that. Yeah. Yeah, I remember Jacksepticeye and Markiplier. It's funny, I was watching YouTube earlier today, actually, and I watched a clip of Markiplier seeing Pakora in the new Death Stranding game, and he's like, oh, I have no idea who you are. Okay. And it's funny because there's also a clip of Pakora seeing Jacksepticeye in, oh, what was that? It was like the mascot horror game where you have the extendable hands. But he, like, did, like, a cameo in that. And she was like, who is this? Is this Mr. Beast? That's the only English YouTuber I know because he has the Naruto Japanese dub. Hey, Gold. He tragically died in a car crash. Poppy Playtime. Yes, that's the one I'm thinking of. Thank you, yeah. So it's just funny that they both saw each other, like, referenced in different games, but neither of them know what each other is, like, actually like. They are not aware of each other at all. Where's this stupid key? He's the Machi buff guy wearing... Oh, that dude. I know who you're talking about, yeah. Oh, he tragically died in a car accident? That's sad to hear. I think I know who you're talking about now. you like me, cause you got that something that I need. That dude, right? Oh my gosh. Is it in my ass? Somebody stick like, is it stuck to my shoe or something? Where is this key? Oh my gosh. I'm gonna see it and it's gonna be like, oh duh. Oh, okay. My bad then. Are you talking about the dude who's like, they joke about how he's like had every single like job ever, where he's like a doctor, pilot thing because of all the costumes and everything? I'm sorry, I guess I don't know that one. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Markiplier has aged a little bit better than Jacksepticeye, for me personally. Maybe that's just because Markiplier has gone on to do other things. And I always preferred Mark's stuff a bit more than Jacksepticeye. I think by the time I found him, like, I thought that the like high-pitched voice was like too much energy for me, even as like a middle schooler. I don't know, I always just enjoyed Markiplier a bit more. Watched a bit more of him. So I keep looking in the same places like it's gonna be there, so I should probably stop doing that. So is it on the side of the building? No. It is cool that you can also like look down and see all the NPCs and everything. I wonder if there's a way. Oh, isn't there a way to turn off the UI? Do they still have it? No, they don't have it as a toggle yet. Is that under graphics? No. Gameplay. System cursor? Oh, hide HUD, yeah. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, so I guess I know what I'll be doing at some point. I'll be getting like a bunch of background footage run around here at some point. Maybe I'll do that before I uninstall everything. Oh man, 0 for 2 on guessing which gay porn actor it is. Actually, I don't know if he's the gay. Oh, I see you. But yeah. All right, so was there anywhere else I haven't explored up here? Yeah. We went north, but we didn't go... Well, we haven't gone all the way north, I guess. We'll keep going a little bit. I used to watch him in 2016, and FNAF Vids got me watching him, I think, because the FNAF channel wouldn't be the same. I mean, that's true of a lot of channels at the time. Whether you're talking about Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, or MatPat, right? So I mean, it's just a big thing, and it still is for a good amount. It's just not as much as it used to be, I think. Like, it was ubiquitous for a long time there, the same that way that Undertale was ubiquitous for a long time there as well. Now let's break up the key collecting. Let's shoot some people a minute. Suicidal shooting? What? Sorry, you want to run that by me again? All right. Welcome to target practice for the suicide. Here you will learn how to dodge bullets. Of course, we will be using a fake gun. If you could hold out for 1 minute, you pass. I guess hold out implies I can't attack, right? Precisely. If you attack the shooter even once, you fail. All right, sure. All right, so don't get hit, but they have guns. Well, at least just last. Trading. I'll just eat this bento to take care of the bullet wounds. Yeah, I gotta say, this is some of the worst training I've ever seen in any of these games. Like, straight up, Saigo's training is like ass. It's like so ass. Oh, that's heat, isn't it? Oh my gosh. The bentos healed more. Yeah. Thank goodness you can use items. You guys are so lucky I'm not allowed to punch you. Okay. Good. You pass. Watching you reminds me of that day when a giant meteorite came hurling towards me from space and I gracefully sidestepped it. Wait, if you dodged it, then it hit Earth. Come on, man. Well, you successfully completed a suicide course. How do you feel? Not too bad. I feel like my body is really responding to the training. Slash kick B. Or beta, sorry. Technically, that's the symbol for beta, not B. Good job. I never doubted you for a second. Saigo, this training of yours. You know you really could get hurt. Not a chance. Not you, anyway. I wouldn't put you through this unless I was absolutely sure. Is there a reason to be sure? Or is it just a hunch? A hunch? This is the most random person ever. Don't underestimate instincts honed through the battlefield. It's kept us alive through fire and brimstone. I guess that's true, but still. That reminds me, perhaps you might consider answering my question sometime soon? Question? What question? I've also forgotten, Akiyama. You should always raise your hand first if you have a question. What are we, in middle school? You're missing the point. I want to know why you're so interested in me specifically. Oh, that question. Well, I guess I could tell you, but... Huh? Why do you look so down now? Yeah. Okay. Just tell me next time. I don't care. Alright. Sorry, I don't know what came over me. No problem. Just keep it together, okay? Okay. Dwelling on the past won't change anything. I have to keep moving forward. Thanks, Akiyama-kun. I guess I'll never find out. Alright, that should do it. Over and out. Okay. So what did we get? Increases the number of consecutive slash kicks you need to shadow once. Okay. I see. It makes that one combo just longer. All right. I think that's most of the upper map. I don't think we've checked this down here, so let me check that. Yeah, because that pops us out at about Serena. We'll go pick up some healing items, maybe do a sub-story, and then head down to the basement a minute. Yeah, it is wild to see, like, Markiplier go from, like, all the Let's Play stuff to now being, like... You're kidding me. There's another one here? Oh, no. Where is it? Oh, no. Like, his, independent film stuff and everything. It's cool to see, though. Did you guys get into Unis Honest at all? I don't know, it looked like fun, but I just never watched too much of it. I watched like a couple of videos. I don't think I was watching as much YouTube back then. For better or worse. So it's over that way. Maybe it's over here? No, cause... So it's somewhere where I should be able to see it from the bridge. Right? Yes. What's your favorite Pokemon game? The one I've put the most time into is Pokemon Platinum. I put about 300, 400 some hours into that as a kid. But I think probably which one is the best is probably technically Black and White 2, content-wise and everything. But Pokemon Platinum is definitely the one I spent the most time with. I do like Heart Gold and Soul Silver quite a bit for their sprite work and everything. Although their level balancing is still just as crummy as the original. Where's this key? I'm just gonna have to look this up later, maybe. It's like all the way on the other side of another building or something. Akiyama just spider webs him, like Spider-Man's his way over to the building to grab it. That's weird. I'm playing Black too. Yeah, I mean, I think they're some of the better games, content-wise. Like, especially post-game content. There's a lot of cool stuff there. Between the, like, movies, things that you can do, the different, like, championship battles with all the old trainers and everything. The sprite work on the different Pokemon. The expanded map for Black and White 2. Story isn't as good as the original Black and White, but, you know. It's got some good stuff. I think the rival's decent. Like his whole arc and everything of trying to get back his sister's Pokemon from, what was it? Can't remember what the team name is there. But trying to get that back is kind of interesting. He's got, like, he's a bit more serious and has a bit more of an actual goal, unlike Barry or something, right? Alright, whatever. I'm just gonna look this one up later. Let's just keep moseying, I guess. I guess come to think of it, this game was created and is set in 2011. I wonder what YouTubers were really popping off back then that are no longer around these days. Sometimes it's weird to like look at the timeline of video games like, oh, that released in the same year as that did. I don't know, because like when did FNAF release, right? Because that released what, in the somewhere around 2011, 2012, 2010 technically. Fair enough. FNAF was 2014. Okay, so a couple more years after this. Oh, I am standing on it apparently. Wherever it is. Maybe it's on this. I'm burning up. I'm on fire. Oh, I see it. I don't know. I'm not on much, but I'll try and join the Discord call tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, we're going to do the special, I think, and maybe watch a little bit of the Golden anime. Because we've got the special that should cover the true ending or whatever for Persona 4. Man, speaking of Golden, I had to play through Golden off stream to get the thumbnail for this weekend. For the, like, you know, the Izanami thumbnail. Man, I did not realize that if you did not do the Marie stuff at all, you still have to play through that entire month of the game to get like to the end of the game. So like even if you don't like talk to Marie at all, you still have to do that. So I had to like spam click my way through like a bunch of dialogue for literally like an hour and a half just to get through that like 1 month of like nothing happening. I literally did not hang out with anyone. I didn't do anything. I just had the MC go to bed like 30 times. And it still took like an hour and a half to get through all the dialogue and everything. I do think the content for that is pretty good. I do like the new dungeon. I like the gimmick with it. Marie, I'm a little less enthusiastic about as a character, but that's just a personal opinion. But man, it really does pad out the end of the game. I feel like every single time I go back and play Persona 4 Golden, I'm like, man, this whole month does not need to exist, because it literally didn't in the original. So I don't know. It definitely gives you more time to hang out with people and stuff, and there's some fun stuff there, but maybe it's no point. What's that doing, dude? Oh, wait, can you climb up and down ladders? Nope. How do I get to this man? Akiyama doesn't know what a Freddy Fazbear is. Not yet, anyway. Because when did Yakuza 5 come out? Would he have known what a Freddy Fazbear is at that point? Huh? Hold on. I was walking around the movie theater. $2012. Oh, wow. Oh, that's right. I forgot that they were pretty much like yearly releases there for a long time. Yeah. Hence RGG's if it ain't broke, don't fix it mentality when it comes to reusing assets and animations and stuff. Yeah, we don't get Freddy Fazbear as a playable character until 2015, so not until Yakuza 6. Or at least he was gonna be in Yakuza 6, but they had to rush the deadline, so he didn't make it in, unfortunately. Now I'm just imagining a Freddy Fazbear costume over, like, I'm sure that exists. I'm sure that exists as a mod, just like Freddy Fazbear over, like, Kiryu or something. Oh wow, look, bug technology. They kept it from Yakuza 3. They have bug technology around their lights. So I think there's two here. I think there's one over here and one over on the other side. Interesting. So whatever. I did my best. I'm trying. I like the little signboard with the what is that? A tuna? I think. That's a nice fish. Fish. What do you call a fish with no eyes? A fish. Yeah, I don't know. What should we watch after we're done with the P4 anime? I kind of want to keep it rolling, you know? Watch something else. This is just Serena. Or our office, I guess. Yeah, it is. I guess there is the, like, Yakuza stage play. That could be kind of fun to watch. P3 movies? We could. Kind of want to save it for next time I play P3 on stream, but who knows when that'll be. The next time they release another version of P3. Or whatever, I do a P3 portable Pixie only run or something. Everybody's buzzing about Forex, foreign currency trades. Why not see how it can make your savings grow? We recommend our foolproof. Oh boy. Oh, I see. Scam. Cashback special. Guarantee of principal. Sheesh. People still fall for this currency exchange crap. Actually, I wouldn't mind seeing who's running this dog and pony show. Yes, I could head over to Senrio Avenue for a few laughs at some point. Yeah, I still haven't watched the P5 anime. What about the Digital Devil Story / Devil Survivor anime? At least for the Devil Survivor one, I haven't played the second game. I'd rather experience the story in the original like video game form, rather than spoil myself on the game. Let's see, where's the nearest convenience store? Probably pretty close. Ah, very close, in fact. How convenient. Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, I feel like I wouldn't have much context there, even if I did watch it. I don't know, maybe so. Again, that would be a thing to watch, like, right before or during playing that game, I feel like. You know what's kind of interesting thing is, where's the giant bento set? Do they not have it here? Dang. Final Fantasy... was it 13? No. 15. Final Fantasy 15 has like a bunch of extended like world building stuff where they've got like an anime, a movie, a book, like spin-off game that's like not required, but like is supposed to like add to the experience of actually playing the game. Like there's an entire movie you're supposed to watch like after finishing the first chapter. The anime is like slice of life stuff that gets referenced in some conversations in game. Like they built up like all these like different things you can like watch and like engage. Oh, you may not remember, but you've actually helped me out in the past. I was able to turn over a new leaf thanks to the money that you lent me. Thanks to you, I'm the manager of the store now. Now it's my turn to pay you back. I'll be there for you if you ever get caught in a fight nearby. The manager of Papa Tenkaichi as your ally. Okay, cool. There's also the DLCs. Jesse Pinkman is in the Final Fantasy 15 movie. Yeah. Well, it's so funny. I just like look at Final Fantasy 15 and on Steam there's like Gordon Freeman armor that you can get. I didn't know that Final Fantasy 15 has a Steam Workshop support for mods and stuff. So you can just like straight up install mods straight from like Steam. Wild for a Final Fantasy game, honestly. Let's eat some ice cream. Sounds really good right now. Actually, I had some earlier today. It was very good. Every game on Steam should have that, TBH. Not every game. There's like lots of multiplayer games where you don't want people messing around with files, obviously. And not every game needs to support that, but like it's nice when they do, for sure. The novels are much longer and did not get adapted into a game. The OVA is a shorter version of the novels, and the Famicom version takes place after the OVA. That's what I'm saying. Okay. I don't know, Final Fantasy 15 always kind of appealed to me. I don't know if it'd be a good on-stream game, but like off-stream to just kind of hang out and cruise around and like do Final Fantasy things. Seems like a lot of fun. Is this Sky Finance? Whoops. Yeah, it is. Are you a customer? Can you help me? I need money. Oh, won't you please give me a loan? Okay, sounds good, Will. Now just calm down. Let's head to my office and I'll hear what you have to say. Oh, thank goodness. Yeah, I'd probably do both at the same time, Lorenzo. Now then, what seems to be the problem? Or at least I'd watch it like much closer to when I'm actually going to play the actual game. Because otherwise I'm just going to forget all of it anyway. My name's Nishiyama, and I run a consulting business. It's my daughter. She's been kidnapped. Kidnapped? Have you contacted the police? How could I? The kidnapper told me bad things would happen to her if I called the cops. I'm here because I need money to pay them off. They're demanding a ransom? Well, yes. Most kidnappings fail, you know. The police often wind up catching the criminals in the end, so you might want to try them first. Just because the police catch most of them doesn't mean my daughter won't get hurt. I'm not going to gamble with her safety like that. Besides, even if they did catch this guy, my daughter is delicate. If anything were to happen to her before they caught him... I understand, but we can't be sure that money will bring her home safe. Well, there's no sense in just talking about it. Here, take a look at this. I feel like this is a scam with the daughter being in on it. Interesting. Still, can't you just trace the email to find out who the kidnapper is? They used my daughter's cell phone. I wrote back, but I guess they turned it off. Would you mind sending a copy of that photo to my phone, just in case? Oh, yeah, sure. The same animation thing. Thanks. Sorry, but my business has turned me into a bit of a skeptic. So, how much were you looking to borrow? The kidnapper is asking for 100 million yen. I scraped up 70 million by cleaning out my account and borrowing the rest from the bank. And now you need the remaining 30 million. That's correct. I heard you could make it happen without any interest or collateral. Yeah, I remember when transferring images between phones that easily was like, oh my gosh, your phone can do that? Like, I remember literally seeing it, like I think my uncle show my grandpa that at like a family gathering like several years ago. I was like, look at what we can do with phones now. It was definitely not 2010 though, a bit later than that. That's correct. I heard you could make it happen without any interest or collateral. Well, I do have a few conditions. If you can pass my test, the loan is yours. No interest, no collateral. Hello, hello, hello. How are you doing over there? Thank you so much. I'll do anything you ask. Anything. Please help me. All right, but you'll have to pass my test first. We don't have much time, so let's get to it. Hana-chan, would you run a check for me on that Nishiyama guy? Oh, and look into how his business is holding up as well. Sure thing, Chief. Hang on. Oh man, that bad, huh? I always forget, you guys don't have a lot of air conditioning in a lot of your buildings, do you? At least in like homes or whatever over there. Here we go. Says he lives with his wife and one daughter. Daughter's in high school. High school, huh? That sounds about right. Nishiyama-san has no criminal record. Oh, but his daughter's been taken in a few times. Maybe she runs with a dangerous crowd. Anything else? Nishiyama runs a consulting business and appears to be doing all right. He has an average amount of debt. Interesting. A kidnapper strikes a completely ordinary family. I got the contract. This should do the trick, right? That looks fine. Thanks. Looks like you passed the test. No interest, no collateral? Deal's a deal. I'll lend you 30 million, as promised. However, I can't give you such a large sum right this second. It's not like I have it lying around. I'll send it over to the exchange point. It's safer that way. I suppose you're right. Yeah. Yeah, it kind of reminds me, I have a friend who lives in Texas, and she lost power at her house, and like it was a really bad storm, like winter storm there, like last winter, and it got really, really bad because nobody could drive anywhere, and like a bunch of houses lost power in like really cold weather. It's just one of those things where when you're not prepared for, like, I don't know, I guess hot weather or cold weather, it can really catch you off guard and make things pretty miserable. And sometimes, in some cases, you know, pretty hazardous too. Because I live on the other side of the country, and like, oh yeah, of course there's ice on the roads, like every winter. Yeah, that's just a fact of life. That's just a fact of living here. But for Texas, it's not quite the same thing, so A lot of people don't know how to drive, they aren't safe around it, or the infrastructure just isn't built to handle like colder temperatures. So then we're all set for today. I'll be waiting for your call. I guess that's true of anything, even like on a personal level. You know, there are things you can handle better than others, like you know how to deal with like problems you've already solved before that you can solve again. But anytime you have to solve something new that you weren't expecting, it can really throw you off or set you back. All right, I guess I'll head home then. Just please don't let me down on the 30 million yen. Hana-chan, could you get the money ready? I have a feeling he'll be calling sooner rather than later. Yeah, okay. But are you really going to lend it to him? He's one shady customer. Well, he passed the test, so now I've got to uphold my end of the deal. You wouldn't want a liar for a boss, would you? I guess not. I'm going to step out for a moment. Take care of that money, okay? Sure thing, boss. Be careful out there. Alright, time to go beat up some dudes, right? Oh no, we're actually just gonna walk out. I thought he'd be like, alright, now to go beat up the dudes who kidnapped that girl. But no. Alright. I guess we'll have to come back later or something. Maybe we'll get like a text or something later. Alright, let's just head up to... Oh. Ah, there it is. Sky Finance. Akiyama speaking. Akiyama-san, I got a call from the kidnapper. And? What's he want? Where's he want to make the exchange? Park Boulevard. There's a taxi stand by the Kamurocho Hills construction site. A taxi stand? Yeah, he said to put the money in a cab. Then he'll tell me where my daughter is. I see. Okay then. Let's meet him in front of the Millennium Tower. I'll bring the money right over. Come to the lockers on Taihei Boulevard. Sure. I'll see you there. A taxi stand, huh? Wonder if the kidnappers muzzled the guy. Anyway, I'd better head back to the office and get that money from Hana-chan. I was thinking it would be fun to get to a new person today. Hence the new perspective thing, but we'll see how that goes. I kind of explored most of the rooftops a minute ago, so after the sub-story, maybe I'll check out the lower area of the map. Shoulder pads, nice. I'll have to get some more water in a minute. We're supposed to be meeting out front, right? It's about a family's bad news. Word on the window to get informed. Story stuff, whatever. I'm trying to find this sub-story right now. Can I go inside? Can I just like walk in? Oh, I can. Huh. You're not gonna do anything about this? Nope. It's funny that the no dog sign allowed thing on the front entrance there has a corgi for the silhouette of the dog. Even though I don't think there's too many corgis in Japan. Oh, what? Oh, okay, there it is. I was like, is there no men's bathroom around here? Because I didn't see the other one over there. So it's just like all women's bathrooms? That looks familiar. I've seen this image around the internet a bunch. And there's nobody even running the information desk. What kind of Millennium Tower is this? It always feels weird that there's like nothing to do in the Millennium Tower. It's like literally only used for story events. Holy cow, you could go to the rooftop of the Millennium Tower now? So many people have died up here. That is a very cool skybox, though. Yep. I mean, it's probably just a 2D image, let's be honest, but like, it looks cool. Like, look how look how big the city looks from up here. Just miles and miles of like urban sprawl out in front of you. I don't think I've ever been in a city that's this big, and at a place that's this high in real life. It'd be cool to be able to do something like that someday. Just look out and see everything. Think about all the people living there and like how much work it must have taken to like make all that stuff and like keep everything running. Honestly, it's a miracle that like the light turns on when you flick the switch. See you later? All right, see you later, Lorenzo. Have a good one. Wait. Man, the escalators aren't even running. This is like one weird building. It always feels like it's kind of like in limbo where nothing's really going on. It really is mostly just for story stuff, huh? Yeah, there it is. It's got a no dog sign, but it's like using a corgi, which is interesting. All right, so where's Dad? Where's Dad with the kidnapped daughter? We agreed to meet over here, didn't we? Over by the coin lockers? Maybe he's a little bit further in. We haven't gone over here yet anyway, at least not in this game. Oh, there's a key there. Akiyama would rather do this than like solve homelessness with his money. That's the unfortunate thing, is like there are a lot of problems that you can't solve just by throwing money at it. I mean, some people choose to be homeless, like they just don't want to like, they want to try and like live outside of like society in general, and so they choose to like live that way. So like even if you offer them the opportunity to, sometimes they'll just don't want to lead that lifestyle, which sounds crazy. I know I could never live that way, but for some people that's how they want to live. Now that's probably a minority of people, but like I don't know. It feels like a lot of people have thrown a lot of money at the various things to try and fix them, but I feel like throwing money at things doesn't always just work. I was thinking about this with the the Texas flooding the other day. I was talking with a friend about that and how like it must be hard being in this position, being like, okay, you have $200,000 to spend on disaster prevention, right? Do you spend it more on preventing flash floods? Do you spend it more on hurricane stuff? Do you spend it more on what if another ice storm happens, right? Like you just don't know what the right answer is, and measuring success is hard because like, oh, less people died. Well, people still died. Is that a success? I mean, I guess, because like less people died, but you know, who doesn't like free money? Everybody likes free money. The problem is that like people don't treat free money like it's their own or like they worked for it. People will acclimate pretty quickly to getting free money if you give it to them on a regular basis, where they'll just assume that they're gonna get it, or they will just spend it frivolously because they don't expect it. Like if you just give people extra money, they'll just spend it a lot of the time. They won't think about using it in like a clever way. or in like a long-term way. People have a hard time with that. And this is just like in general, right? Like after study and like just behavior testing and everything, just like kind of just shows stuff like that. Be nice if it wasn't that way. If everybody was able to plan better for the future and like be able to spend only, make sure they spend on what they need to spend and then spend on things that they want, but well, he finds it useful, right? Like he says in that conversation with that like one young guy who wants to create his own business, right? He wants to give people a chance to like pull themselves, like work their way out of like a bad situation like he did. And that's the basic, seemingly the basic guiding philosophy behind like who he chooses to loan out his money to and basically give it away, since there's no like deadlines or interest, right? So well, hello there, Akiyama-san. Fancy meeting you here. Kiss ass. I'm sorry, you are the competition. You've no doubt heard of Tenjin Loans. I'm Kiss ass, its president. Ah yes, I've heard rumors. We won't get into what kind of rumors. Did you need something? I was just heading over to your office to talk to you about a little something. My office is right over there, though. Mind if I take a minute of your time? Don't worry, I won't bite. Really, I just want you to hear me out. All right, I'd be happy to. You know, we hear our fair share of things about Sky Finance, too. Oh, yeah. Things like your unique business model flying in the face of good business practice. Rumor has it your system can't function without a huge amount of financial backing. What was it you wanted to ask me? Of course. Please forgive me. I can be a real chatterbox sometimes. I'll cut to the chase. Will you join forces with me, Akiyama-san? Join forces? Enter into a partnership. Help each other out. If Tenjin Loans and Sky Finance were to join forces, share our connections and client info, I'm sure business would be much more efficient. And because we can expect bigger bank loans, we'll be able to expand the scope of our operations as well. Care to rule alongside me as the kings of Kamurocho Finance? No. No, thank you. Why not? I think it would be a pretty sweet deal. I'm afraid I much prefer working alone. You don't come across offers this good every day. If it were that good, you wouldn't be making it to me. You could even have a big office in a bright, shiny new building. Not like the grimy old dump you have now. Okay. Spritz him water with the water bottle. No, get down. Bad. Don't touch that. Old and grimy suits me just fine. Now, if you'll excuse me. Look, I tried to talk to you like a grown-up out of courtesy. If that's the way you're gonna be, I have other methods. Don't say I didn't warn you. Thanks for the tip. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. I'm sure that'll sub-story will rear its head at some point. Well, I guess let's just head towards the next story beat, because that was both the sub-stories, I think, right? Yeah, that was both the sub-stories. Now I'm just waiting for them to, like, show up again, I guess. Alright, let's just head towards the next story beat then. I guess we didn't explore the downstairs area of Kamurocho yet, but could always do that later. Plastic garbage, oh boy. Oh, key around. Somewhere over this way. Pizzeria Giacomo from Rome, Italy. Dude, I'll just say it. Americans make better pizza than the Italians do. There are some fun Italian pizzas, but like, I don't know. I'm biased, but I like American pizza better personally. Now, is it healthier? No. Does it taste better? Yes. Finally doing the plot? Yeah. Once I find this stupid key. It's probably like up on a building somewhere. Oh, it was, I see. Yakuza 3, the plot. I've honestly forgotten what the plot is, so I guess we'll see here. Akiyama-san, this is Tanum from Elise. Lily-san just went home, and I finished totaling her sales for today. Great, thanks. How'd you do? Just over 500,000 yen. That's amazing considering it's only her first day. Pretty impressive, yeah. But she's gonna have to step up her game if she actually wants to pass. True. Maybe you could drop in during her next shift? It might help having you there to give her some pointers, Akiyama-san. Not a bad idea. Sure, why not? Thank you, sir. See you then. Right, we're still going through that whole thing. I wonder at what point we swap characters. I guess we'll see. Sorry I'm late. Oh, no worries at all. Nice work today, by the way. Getting used to it? Yes, but... But what? I'm a little worried about how much I made today. It didn't feel like very much. Do you want to know the actual number? If you don't mind. Yes, I would. Alright, here goes. Your total for today came out to... 500,000 yen. That's... it? Why the long face? That's pretty dang impressive. No, I know. But that still leaves another 2.5 million in only 2 days. Okay, gotcha. Don't worry, today was all about settling into the job. And hey, it didn't even have a full shift. I suppose. Seriously, you'll be fine. I'm sure of it. What's so funny? You're a very interesting man, Akiyama-san. Yeah? You say this is a test, but now here you are telling me everything's gonna be fine. What's wrong with that? It's not like I want you to fail or anything. Don't you? Of course not. I want nothing more than to lend you that money. It might be a test, but I've been hoping you'd succeed from the bottom of my heart. Akiyama-san. Plus, I know you're not gonna just take failure lying down. Not with that much money on the line. Yes, you're right. I can do this. That's more like it. Just try not to stress too much, yeah? Keeping cool is half the battle. Okay. Now, how about we enjoy this date? Anywhere special you'd like to go? Can I ask you something first? Why are you being so nice to me? Well, because you're worth it. I'm not sure I understand. This isn't part of the test, is it? Not exactly. But hey, remember the date we were on earlier? Let's just call this part 2. So it is part of the test then. Here I was ready to join you on an actual date. Look, it doesn't matter what it is. Just keep me company for a while, okay? Now that's settled, where do you want to go? Your pick. I get to choose? Anywhere you want. Don't worry if you can't think of a place, though. I have plenty of spots we can stroll into if we need be. Oh, well, there actually is somewhere I'd like to go. You're sure you don't mind? Of course not. So, where to? A bar I've heard about over in the Champion District. I think I'll recognize it once we get there. Yeah? Alright, then. Let's go. Oh, by the way, I did turn up the game a little bit. Did I? Oh, wait, I was going to. Yeah, there we go. Turn up the game a little bit, because it was a little quiet in cutscenes and stuff compared to some of the other Yakuza games when listening back on the VOD, because somebody mentioned that it sounded a little bit quiet, so. At least in cutscenes and stuff, it sounded a little bit quiet, so. Alright, Champion District it is. Anarchy! 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 Oop. Is Dragon Quest 3 Remake worth playing? I don't know. I haven't played the original or the remake. The only Dragon Quest game I've played is I played like 20-30 minutes of a couple of them on the DS. Holy cow! That's so long now. That like... Look how long it goes after we got both the upgrades for it. From that one rooftop, dude. I mean, I might not like his training, but boy, it doesn't sure produce results. Remake 1 and 2 are coming out later this year? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I probably won't get to it for a long time, to be honest with you. There's plenty of cool JRPG series that'd be fun to get to at some point, obviously, but... I think, honestly, catching up on Pokemon, and I feel like trying some of the Digimon games would work pretty well. After playing, getting through some more of the SMT stuff. I mean, he was already pretty good anyway. Oh no, my butt, it's got a crack. Everybody's butt has a crack. Don't know why they're releasing games out of order. Yeah, maybe if they thought they were testing things with 3 to see if it sold well enough to do 1 and 2. I don't know. The only thing I know about that game is people were a little annoyed because of the censorship of the some of Toriyama's designs and everything. And then, like, Toriyama obviously passed away fairly recently, so I'm sure there are going to be some people who are like, Toriyama wouldn't have wanted this, and maybe he wouldn't have, but, you know, he's not around to say anything about it now, so. That's the grand conspiracy theory, that, he didn't want them remaking 1 and 2, and so now that he's dead, they can finally remake them and print money. Yeah, I think I also remember that. Isn't that like some like Tartarus dialogue or something? Do you think that we'll get to the point where we're getting remakes of like games that already have remakes? Like in another 20 years, do you think we'll have Skyrim special edition, the specialist edition, where they remake, well, I guess technically Skyrim, or like in 20 years we'll get Oblivion-esque, the most Oblivion ever Oblivioned? Oh yeah, that my ass don't crack or something like that. Yeah, because she's like reading fighting manga or something with you, I think, in Reload. Is it somewhere in here? Yeah, I think so. Though I don't remember this building being here before. Really? It's been around at least as long as I have. Probably way longer. Do you think we could head inside? I'd like to see it for myself if you don't mind. Oh, sure. Oh, do you have an example that comes to mind? Wait, I do know this building. It really brings back memories being up here. Yeah? Though back then it was one of the taller buildings in this area. It really stood out. I probably didn't recognize it because of how small it seems in comparison nowadays. Did you used to come around here a lot? I lived here, yes. Honestly, it feels like that was a lifetime ago. Did it get a remaster? It got a port, I think, like to PC and stuff, but I don't think it got a remaster yet. At least not yet. Remake Intergrade? Isn't that just like a port that combines like DLC and some like other updates? That's not a full-on remake, that's just a port. It's like the port of the Last of Us Part 2 remaster to PS5 or whatever. Or sorry, Last of Us Part 1. Huh. Those were the days. Sure, I was always broke and lived in a tiny apartment, but life was good. Lily, tell me something. Why are men always so busy looking upward? I'm sorry? They work themselves to death for that one big break, and they end up forgetting the girl by their side in the process. I suppose a guy in my line of work is kind of biased, but whether it's family or the one you love, it's tough to make anyone happy without money. Men tend to take that responsibility pretty seriously. We're all desperate to claw our way up to someplace stable. That's my theory, anyway. I'd be fine without all that. If things had just stayed the same, well, I would have been the happiest girl in the world. So you can't stand how money changes people, yet you still came to me for a loan. Strange, isn't it? I never really cared about it before, and now I need it more than anything. Life's good at throwing you curveballs like that. Makes you wonder, though. Why does money make the world go around anyway? Nope, cutscene.
Moneyで人が幸せになれるんだったら、俺が君を幸せにできるのかな。
Oh, that's right. He's not curious, so he can have an actual love interest. I like the music in the background.
どうして避けなかったの？
どうしてだろう。なんとなくあなたならいいかなって思っちゃった。あなたはどうしてキスしたの？
なんでだろう。でも5年ぶりだよ。こんな気持ちになったのは。
別れた恋人の話？
ああ。でも振られちゃった。
本当に？どうして？
さあ、あの頃俺にお金がなかったからかな。おいおい、見せつけてくれるじゃない。
Oh gosh, well, here's our dudes to beat up for this chapter, I guess.
また柴田組か。あんたらも懲りないね。あ？なめた口聞いてんじゃねえぞ。柴田のこと分かってて喧嘩売ろってのか。そうだ。柴田組のことならよく知ってますよ。東証会の直系って肩書き振りかざしながらも、二次団体の中じゃ常に末席に位置する万年窓際族だ。なんだとこのガキが。予定にはなかったが構わねえ。ぶっ殺してやる。
Oh, they got a sword? Let me just, down a beer real quick. That was not well done. Okay. Oh no, he's not another gun guy. No, you're gone. I'm sorry. I'm not dealing with you. Bye-bye. There's the sword guy down as well. Oh, he picked up the sword. Ooh, new behavior. New enemy behavior. Nice. See if they've got a heat action for the ashtray yet. Where'd the ashtray go? Oh, it bounced all the way over here. Oh gosh dang it. You broke my ashtray. Hold on. Oh, he threw the sword at me too. Nice. No, there's no unique heat action for the ashtray yet. I think there is in some of the later games, but... Right, they still have the blood effects too on characters or enemies. Better get out of here before more show up. Come on. Pushing through those NPCs. Phew, should be safe here. Sorry I got dragged into that. It's been an interesting couple of days. It's okay. Hey, are you alright? You're not hurt, are you? No, I'm fine. Much as I hate to say it, we should probably call it a night. I'd hate to run into more of them. You're probably right. Well, do your best tomorrow, alright? I'll swing by and check in on you if I can. Okay. Good night, Akiyama-san. Okay, so this is the last chapter with Akiyama, then. Interesting. Alright. Do we want to finish up with Akiyama today? Or do we want to kind of stretch it out a bit longer? There's still plenty of sub-stories we haven't done. So that's why the Shibata family's been on our asses all this time. Yep. And now our thing is on your end. Any luck tracking down Arai-san? Not the slightest. Not yet. I see. Tojo's HQ's got the whole clan looking for him, though. I'm sure it won't be long before they find him. They'll serve him up to those Ueno bastards on a silver platter if we don't do something fast. Yeah, things aren't looking so hot. I can't just sit on my ass and wait. I gotta go find him. Now, at least before HQ does, I have to know the truth. I mean, he'd never do shit like this without a good reason. Listen, Kido-chan. Let's say Arai-san does have a reason. How exactly are you planning to explain that to the Tojo clan brass? Huh? What do you mean? Remember, their relationship with the Ueno side was gone sour. But all that gets swept under the rug if they hand over Arai-san. Tojo doesn't really give a damn why he did what he did. Or even if he did it at all. The only thing that matters is that he's their way out. So what? He just gets to be their sacrifice? Pretty much. But he... Look, Arai-san's a smart guy. He knows that this isn't about whether or not he can prove he's innocent. That's why he's gone into hiding. So, what do we do? Taken. Huh? What's this for? This is the only way I can help now. Find Arai-san before the Tojo clan or the police do. We can worry about the rest then. But Akiyama-san, use whatever money you need to track him down. I've got the other work to do, and you're the only person I can count on. Akiyama-san, why are you doing all this? Let's just say it's an investment. Arai-san's worth it. I don't get it. Why do you care so much about Arai Aniki anyway? Does it really matter? Yeah, actually, it does. I'm looking for him because I want answers. And I'm not taking this cash until you tell me what you're up to. Please, I need to know. Fine.
実は昔俺さ新井さんに助けられたことがあったんだわ。
え、秋山さんが新井の兄貴に？
ああ。ところでお前、俺が昔ホームレスだったって話は知ってるか？
まあ噂程度に聞いたくらいですが、本当だったんですか？
実際俺ホームレスになる前な、東都銀行通銀行で働く普通のサラリーマンだったんだ。
秋山さんが銀行員？
ああ、今から5年くらい前の話だ。
Yeah, isn't the girl on the right the same girl over half a decade ago?
6年くらい前までの俺の人生は
Interesting, because he said 5 years on the ex-girlfriend thing, and he said that was
東都大の法学部を卒
6
業。
years ago.
東都銀行に入社。
Okay.
俺は金融工学のプロフェッショナルとしてエリート街道を歩み始めた。
じゃあどうしてホームレスなんかに？
クビになったんだよ。2005年の初めにな。
クビ？なんかやらかしたんですか？
業務上横領。つまり会社の金をこっそり盗む犯罪だ。
どうしてそんなことを？
知らねえよ。だって俺は横領なんかしてねえんだからさ。
は？
Yeah, we'll see.
どういうことですか？
We'll see how many we can actually do.
会社にな。いきなり業務上
Because
横領の
I
疑いを
did
か
as
けら
many
れ
as I
て
could
懲戒免職ってやつだ。
そんなバカな。
last chapter,
普通
but
そう思う
like
わな。
I don't know when those two
俺も
are
何かの間違い
gonna
だと
show
思っ
up
て
or
た。
whatever.
だが現実は違った。
I either have to pass
俺が
time
当
or
時担当していた
wait for them to
とある
randomly
会社
show
の
up, I
口座に
think.
あった100万円がある日突然俺の個人口座に振り込まれていたんだ。
それでクビですか？
ああ、何を言っても無駄だった。銀行は俺を告訴しないことを条件に一方的に俺を懲戒免職処分とした。その後俺は真相を探った。それまでに貯めた金を使い方々手を尽くして調べ回った。でも結局分からずじまい。そのうち貯金も尽きてカムロ町で路上生活を始めたんだ。
それでホームレスですか？
金なんて簡単に増やせるって思ってたのにさ、元手と信用がなければ何にもできないんだよ。所詮俺は他人の金で遊んでいただけだったんだって、その時初めて分かったんだ。
じゃあどうやって金貸しなんてやれるほどの大金手に入れたんですか？
拾ったんだよ。
は？
だからさ、お金が降ってきたの。それからパーッとそれを拾ったのさ。
いや
本当だって。知らない？ミレニアムタワーで爆発があってさ、そこから大量の札束が降ってきた事件。
あ、知ってます。じゃあ秋山さんはその金を？
そう、だいたい100万くらいだったかな。
Some of this is a repeat from what he said to the
この金さえ
one guy in the sub story,
俺は
but
もう一度人生をやり直せるってな。
I guess not everybody's going to do that sub story, so
なんか運がいいんだか悪いんだかわかんねえ感じですね。
まあな。だがその時の俺にとってその100万円は命と同じくらい大切な金だった。だがそんな大事な金をこともあろうに俺は盗まれちまったんだ。路上で寝ている隙にな。
誰にですか？
街のゴロつきさ。
maybe in like a sub story or something. Could see that.
路上で寝ている
Especially for the
ホームレスを
RPG
襲
games.
うような遊びが流行っていたからな。
待ってください。それじゃもしかしてその時に秋山さんを助けたのが？
そう、新井さんだ。当時新井さんは金村工業に入ったばかりのチンピラだった。そのチンピラが俺から金を盗んだ連中から金を取り上げ、ホームレスの俺にわざわざ届けてくれたんだ。
どうしてそんなことを？
新井さんは涙を流して喜ぶ俺に言ったよ。俺がこの街を変えてみせますって。
兄貴、
俺はその時誓ったんだ。
good
もし
old
俺がこの100万
toaster
円で
girl.
のし上がれた時はこの人にかけてみようって。
It makes for an interesting character type
この人
in terms of equipment,
カムロ町って猿山のボスになれるかもしれないって思ったんだ。
and they stand out as like a different like
カムロ町ってのは弱いやつから
they can be
強い
fun
やつ
for
が
like having different classes that work differently than others. For example, in P3, Aegis can't be poisoned, neither can Metis, and then they remove that in P3R.
一つだけ共
Because
通してる
gosh
こと
dang it, everything good for about P3 was taken out of P3R.
夢だよ。カムロ町に飛び込んだ人間は皆必ず夢を見てる。
Or I guess not taken out, but missed since it was a remake.
いい女を抱きたい、金持ちになりたい、えばりたい。ど
Mm-hmm.
んなちんけなもんであっても、ここに集まる連中には皆それぞれの夢がある。だがその夢を叶えられる奴はごくわずかだ。そして人は夢を諦めない。生きていくのに必要なもんだからさ。わかるか？
はい。
皆夢を見続けていたい。だからこそこの街では人に夢を見せられる人間が求められているんだ。
Yeah, in the grand scheme of like all the wild characters that Yakuza games have, I could easily see a robot or somebody who dresses up like a robot all the time. Maybe like a Gundam. Somebody's just obsessed with Gundam or whatever.
ボスがいない猿山は機能しない。この町は今強いボス猿が必要なんだ。カムロ町って町は今までずっとそのボス猿を極道に求めてきた。だが桐生一馬というカリスマが去った今、ボス猿となれる人間はいない。機能しなくなった町から猿は去っていってしまう。強いボス猿を求めてな。
なんか深い話っすね。
まあちょっと回りくどい言い方だったが、要はそれくらい俺は荒井さんにかけているってことだ。
わかりました。俺秋山さんの夢のためにも新井の兄貴を必ず見つけます。このお金はありがたく使わせていただきます。
おう、何か分かったら。
The Akiyama lore is indeed deep, yeah.
はい。
It's good though. I hope that the other characters will be just as interesting.
どうもっす。
We'll see though. They set out the bar pretty high. I guess we've got 2 more new characters to get introduced to. And we still have to get back to Kiryu at some point. See what he's been up to. That took longer than I expected. Maybe I should go and check in on Lily-chan. What are you talking about? You've got debts to collect. Hmm? Did someone have a deadline today? Sorry, burp there. Today? Try 3 days ago. People don't pay on time unless you remind them. What if they skip town? Alright. So, who are we talking about again? The owner of Marimba, that bar in the Champion District. Now go collect that payment. Marimba. Alright. You promised you'd take care of it on time. But you went and blew it off like always. Did I? Well, there's no time like the present, right? Just make sure you actually go this time. Yeah. We're not making it to that bar, are we? Something's gonna happen. Akiyama-san, this is Tanuma from Elise. Hey, Tanuma. What's up? Lily showed up for work. If you have time to spare, you should come give her some pointers. Right. Okay, be there in a bit. Great. We'll see you soon. Hachan's not gonna like this, but I better pop by at least for a minute. Alright, well, we got at least one more up here, actually by Club Elise. I don't see any others. Let me just, yeah, that's the only one that's available that we haven't started. Let me just double check, so. Oh, I need to get back to Sky Finance and get the money from Hana-chan. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, Yukari is meant to be like the canonical love interest, I think, because I just didn't even get a social link until P3 Fez, which I think is a reaction to the fact that she was pretty popular. And I think in earlier drafts of the story, Yukari was supposed to be the go-to female lead, because you have that whole beach scene and everything with her in the game and all that stuff. Because at one point in the scripting process for P3 Fez, or sorry, for P3, it was going to be a more traditional RPG without the day-by-day system. So, no, we didn't. There's some that we've started that we can, like, finish. So, hey there. Hello, Chief. You're back late. Yeah, well, what have you been up to? Anyway, did you hear the rumors? Rumors about Shiobara-san, the man who you lent 5 million yen to? What about him? Apparently, Shiobara-san is really coming up in the world these days. Is this the same Shiobara? Hello. Speak of the devil. Huh? Oh, this dude, yeah. Never mind. Please, have a seat. Thank you. But yeah, I think Yukari is supposed to be, like, the go-to default option. Especially with all the stuff, like, where she, like, is with you in the intro of the game, and, like, you know, she is there when you wake up, and she, like, tries to relate to you as somebody who's also lost her parents and everything. And, the scene on the beach, all that kind of stuff. I think she was originally supposed to be, like, the female lead, but with how popular Aigis was, they kind of pivoted a little bit. I mean, it wasn't the Yukari edition for the collector's edition, right? It wasn't Yukari leading the team when it came to when it came to, like, the epilogue. Is Rise the same for P4? Maybe somewhat, but not necessarily in the same way, because P4 was always designed with the day-by-day mechanic in mind, you know, the daily system and all that, and being able to date any of the girls. Where Yukari was designed, and some of those scenes with Yukari were designed, I think, when the story was much more linear. Like, I think that the beach scene and, like, her being there when you wake up after first awakening your persona and everything, I think all that was kind of a holdover from the original script that was much more linear and had her being much more the default, like, romance option. That's just my interpretation of it, though. So, did you figure out what you want to do? I did. I'm going to work in finance, just like you. You also have the first girl rule, right? So, if you've ever read any manga, watched any anime, especially anything romance-based, the first girl is always the canon love interest. It doesn't matter how bad she is. It doesn't matter how much better the other girls are. The dense MC will still always go for the first girl every time. Every freaking time. Every gosh darn freaking time. It's always the first girl. Gosh. Not only is it annoying because it's easy to see coming from, like, a mile away, now that if you know that rule, that, like, that's gonna happen, but also because, like, there's some manga where it's like, boy, that is objectively the worst option, or, like, boy, I really like this other character more, but they don't ever have a chance because they're not the first girl, you know? So, unfortunate tropes. Anyway. Poor Yucatan? Nah. Yucatan's, like, not great. Yucatan's, like, kind of eh. Like, how do you get around the fact that she literally starts, like, just bad-mouthing Akihiko randomly during one of her social links and stuff like that? She constantly shits on Junpei all the time. And, like, overall, she's so aggro to Mitsuru most of the game over, like, nothing. I know it's because she suspects, like, the dad thing and everything like that, but, like, she's so aggro to Mitsuru all the time. And she's like, oh, I hate her. I don't like Yukari. And the epilogue, both the original and episode Aigis don't do her any favors. For P5, is canon love interest Makoto or Sumeri? I mean, it kind of depends. Like, for example, with Golden, first girl rule, right? Golden changes it, so literally, like, one of the first people you meet in the entire game is Marie, right? So they're trying to first girl rule it there. I don't think P4 or P5 are written with a canon love interest in mind as much as, like, P3 is, just because, like I said, it used to be a traditional, like, storyline, like a much more P1, P2 style game, I think. Dragon Ball is an exception because the first girl Goku meets is Bulma and they never get together. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, there are exceptions, but that's unfortunately very much the rule in like 98% of cases, unfortunately. Is like the first girl that the MC meets is like always the girl they end up marrying or dating or whatever for the most part. Even in like romance stuff. There's probably exceptions, but like that's usually the rule. And it makes sense somewhat from a story perspective because if you're going to have a romance theme to your story, it kind of makes sense to show the relationship from like early in the game and then like how it progresses. Sorry, I said the game, but like, you know, the story or whatever, right? Like you have this initial relationship where they might not like each other or they might butt heads or they don't know each other very well, but as things continue, you know, they get closer and closer. It makes a lot of sense from a narrative standpoint, but it gets annoying for romance stuff. Has the first girl trope ever worked? Do you mean it has ever not worked? Yeah, it doesn't work all the time, but like in 98% of cases, that's how it goes. Yeah. Dude, oh my gosh. That reminds me. Okay, so I saw this image the other day. See if I can find this a minute. Persona 5. There was like this weird, okay, hold on. There's this fan art. What's her name of the teacher? Where it was like showing like the teacher Kawakami at like all ages. So it was pointing out the fact that like when Joker was 1, she was like 11 or whatever. When she was 18, he was 7. When he is like, and then like when he's like 25, she's like 40 almost. There was like, it was like good fan art, but it was also kind of weird because you're like, oh yeah, that's right. They are, that is their age gap, isn't it? Huh? I've dealt with a child and retrieved my binder. Okay. Congratulations. But yeah, no, I was just trying to think about, I can't find it now. I'd have to like go digging. But yeah. Dude, I'm not a fan. I gotta say, I'm not a fan of the like teacher relationships. It's kind of interesting how they changed it in P3R, where you actually get to like talk to your teacher and she realizes that you were the one she was talking to in the MMO, and she's like freaks out that she said all that to you and everything, and then she's tries to like be like, I guess you want to hang out sometime, and she's like, wait, no, that's wrong, student, nope. Kawakami to me always looked like she was in her late 20s. I think there's supposed to be 11-year age difference between her and Joker. So if Joker's like what, 17, 18 in P5, she's like in her late 20s, yeah. So Kawakami age, yeah. Does she have a canonical age? No. But yeah. Like let's say she's 10 years older than Joker, right? then she's like 27 or 28. Which would be about right. Is he? Or is he? I thought he was like 17, 18. No, you're right, because he's not in his final year of high school, is he? He's in his second to last year of high school. Yeah, he's like 16 years old. Yeah. Yeah, he's in his second year of high school in Japan. So, yeah, he's like 16 or 17. But yeah, so there's like a 10-year age difference between him and Kawakami. Something like that. I did. I'm going to work on finance, just like you. You want to do finance? I've been a big You've been a big influence, of course. But more than that, I'd once faced money problems on my own. I decided I want to do something involving money, as a way of overcoming my own problems, too. You don't say. Yeah, she's like... I would say probably in her early 20s. If Kawakami is in her late 20s, then Chihai is probably in her early 20s, right? I would assume that drunk reporter lady is also in her late 20s. Mid to late 20s. Same with the clinic lady. So I started out like you did, Akiyama-san, and did some day trading. You're a day trader? Uh-huh. You need money to work in finance, so I made the most of your advice. I don't think I really told you anything all that useful, but okay. Well, I did plenty of studying on my own, too. To tell you the truth, I've never pushed myself so hard in all my life. Maybe the effort paid off, or maybe I was just good at it, but that 5 million yen grew and grew. I've amassed a sizable sum, if I do say so myself. Granted, it's not as much as you have. I thought I'd come by today and return the money you lent me. To that end, I prepared 10 million yen. I'm sure we agreed I wouldn't charge you any interest. No, I just want to express my gratitude. Well, I'm only taking 5 million. I see. Consider this as thanks for all your help. But I didn't do anything. I really can't accept this. No, go on. Take it. You've really changed. I took the money you lent me and fought like hell to make it grow, all in the hopes of truly changing my life for the better. I believed in what you told me, that if I proved I was serious, people would be happy to work with me. It was the first time I'd really applied myself like that. And before I knew it, everything was different. The world around me and everyone in it. At first, I thought, wow, Akiyama-san was right after all. But then I gradually came to understand that the reason those around me were so accommodating wasn't that I was making such an earnest effort. It was because I was successful and had money. That's when I realized something. In order to change somebody's life, you need money. That's why you can spur people into action, Akiyama-san. You have money. After all, it was your money that changed me. Akiyama-san. Not sure if that was the lesson, but... Hello, this is Kai Finance. I was on my way over to your office, and I know I'm in the right neighborhood, but I'm having a hard time finding it.
Hi.
Where are you now? I'm under the Kamurocho gate. I can see a big sign for Manzoku Sushi. Okay, walk towards the sign, then go about 100 meters towards the theater. The new Serena building will be on your left. We're on the 5th floor. Got it. Thank you very much. I'll be right over. The new customer? Sounds like it. As it just so happens, I've decided to be a moneylender here in Kamurocho myself. What? I guess that means we'll be rivals. But what's business without a little friendly competition? Well, I'd better be off. Chief. He's made his decision. It's not my place to interfere. But becoming a loan shark, of all things. Well, he probably has his reasons. I'm more concerned about our new customer. He should be here by now. You're right. He said he was nearby. Oh, did he get intercepted? Hello, this is Kai Finance. Hi, yes. I called a little while ago. A young man outside your building offered to talk with me and took me over to a different office. One moment, please. Chief? It's the customer who called earlier. It sounds like Shiobara-san got to him. Hello, Hakiyama speaking. You were saying something about a young man outside my office? Oh, that's right. I humored the young man with what he had to say, but I still wanted to stop by your place. So now I'm calling you from his office restroom. Any chance you can just turn him down and leave? Well, I feel like he's going to pressure me into signing something. Alright. Wait right there. Where is this office? I think it's right near the M store. It's a white building. Near the M store? Okay. Hang tight. And don't sign anything. Did you just put Hanishan's phone in your pocket? Okay. I'll be back. Yeah. I don't know. I think with the age gap thing of the Persona games, the thing is, on the one hand, Joker is underage. On the other hand, most of the people playing the Persona games these days are probably not underaged. You know? Like, it's probably a lot of teenagers and, like, people who played the games when they were teenagers. Well, I guess teenagers are underage for the most part. Outside of, like, the last, like, year or so, right? 18 and 19 there. But... yeah... okay, so where's the M store? I don't know. It's... Kawakami's fine. Chihaya's fine. I just don't see either of them as, like, somebody I would want to date. It's not just because, like, they're older. Like, same with, like, the drunk reporter lady. Like, I just wouldn't want to date somebody like that. Same with Chihaya. I wouldn't want to date Chihaya. I don't understand that. I also don't think that the social link itself lends itself well to creating a romantic atmosphere, I guess, but yeah. Yeah. A lot of people have talked about that too, Christian. Similar age gap, just in the different direction. Well, I guess it's less so. It's probably less of an age gap, to be honest, but it still feels pretty weird. I'm not sure why that was an option, to be honest. M store. So, isn't that like a convenience store or something up here? Yeah, there it is. So it's a white building near the M store. Okay, so let's go up north here. Clearly. Not because Atlas is lazy, but because of Ken. Yeah. That's why Theodore is still around, but she isn't. Well, actually, she's in Persona Q2, which is the next Persona game I'll be playing. I don't know if I'm going to play it, like, right after... I don't know. I don't know what we're doing, honestly, after Ride Out. But I guess I've got, like, probably another month or so of Ride Out to figure it out. Because on the one hand, we could take a break from Atlas games. On the other hand, we could... I still want to play SMT4, Apocalypse, and Persona Q2 this year. So, I guess we'll see after Ride Out, like I said. We still got a while. I gotta finish Persona 4 still this Saturday, and then Sunday can start Ride Out and go from there. If they really wanted something... You mean Kamoshida Man flashbacks? You mean Subway Slammer flashbacks? If they really want to do something, they could have done similar to the Hangman Social Link. Yeah, I feel like that's the direction that the Social Link should have gone with Ken as well. I mean, you do have like the little peck on the cheek at the end of the Hanged Man Social Link for Maiko in the original Persona 3, but it's nothing like super crazy. It's not like you're actually dating her. Where's the stupid key? It'll be interesting to explore more of the city once once we can get past those dudes who are like guarding certain entrances to different places. I think you need somebody who's multilingual to get past them. So one of the other characters should be able to. Oh, you mean from difficulty-wise? Yeah, I do want to play the original P5 sometime next year, like I said. It'd be interesting to see the original, like, burger... What is it? The burger guy boss fight? Because I know that a lot of people complained about that boss fight in the original. I don't know. I just want to play the original P5 and see, like, how easy or not easy it is. Because I don't really need to do a Pixie-only run of it. I don't think it would be any more interesting than the Pixie-only run I did of P5R. And, like, it might be a little bit harder in some ways, but also I did, like, Lavenza and everything in P5R, and that was, like, the hardest part. So I don't think anything's going to top that for, like, the original P5 for Pixie-only. I just want to see, like, how does it play without all the changes that Royal made? How does, like, the balancing feel without all the DLC personas, that kind of stuff? Yeah, yeah. Like, kids play, like, marriage and, like, like, house and everything all the time, right? They're just imitating what they see adults do, really. They don't have any, like, knowledge about, like, what romance is or anything like that. Kids really aren't capable or really able to think about that kind of stuff until, like, post-puberty really much. Like, puberty and onwards, really. Alright, I'm just gonna keep walking. I'm walking here. I think this is the one. White building near the M store? Is this it? No, this is a Chinese restaurant. My bad. It should have proper signage. So, white building near the M store. Yeah, there is that aspect of it. And there's also, like, you don't have billiards and stuff, right? And you don't have the, you don't have the catchy social link and everything. Or the Sumeri, like, P5R content. So the yellow building on the map, perhaps? No, I'm not looking for the M store. I'm looking for a white building next to the M store, according to this, sub-story. Thank you, though. Whatever white means here. Gosh, this would be so much easier if I could read Japanese. Because it probably says on there, like lending company or something. You know, I don't think that icon is in the top left is accurate. Akiyama isn't using his hands, he's using his legs. Beer bottle. The ending in P5 Vanilla is different, yeah. It's basically the ending you get if you don't do anything with you can still get the ending for it in P5 Royal, but you have to not do anything with Akechi, I think. Because, like, you end up, like, going to jail or whatever, I think, right? To, like, or like getting hauled in to like for questioning about the prime minister and everything. Yeah. Right, right. Yeah. Yeah, because he shows up because of Maruki, right? Because in the original... Yeah, I think Joker just kind of has to turn himself in to, like, be a witness to, like, a bunch of, Shido's crimes, basically. So here's the M store. This is a white building. Is this it? Game, please? Here, let me double check. Sub-stories. Right, I gotta do that at some point. The white building near the M store. The white building near the M store. Wouldn't that be this building here? Because there's the M store. The white building next to the M store. Because that's batting cages. That's always been batting. That's a white building, right? Is it this? I can't go in here, I don't think. I'm trying to run my body against it and spam the interact key, but... it shouldn't be too far down. Because it's supposed to be near the M store. Yeah. Yeah, no, it'll be interesting to try the original P5 10 years after it came out. I don't know. Maybe people will be interested in that, revisiting the game. Part of me wants to just play it off stream and kind of take my time with it, because I haven't played too many Persona games off stream. And it's kind of interesting because it's different, because I can kind of just like take my time with the game and everything. I don't know, maybe I could do that and then like make a video about it. But I don't know. I have the rest of the year to think about it. Because once I get through Persona Q2, I'm pretty much caught up. I guess there's P4 dancing, which I should do at some point, but I don't know. It's like so different than all the other games, right? Since it's a rhythm game. Granted, it does have like apparently a pretty decent story, but okay, where is this stupid office building? I'm like trying to interact with everything I can, please. Please throw me a bone here, game. Do it off stream? Yeah, I mean, depends on how much Atlas I want to play. I mean, this week I'm playing what? I had to play a bunch of P4 Golden yesterday to get the Izanami thing, right? And then I was playing P5 Phantom X, trying to work through some of the story content earlier today. And then we have SMT 5 later this week. And then I have to finish actual P4 Pixie only, right? And then I also am going to start the Riot Out game. I'm going to play 5 different Atlas games this week. Junpei is the only dumb character who gets a GF. Junpei is the only bro character who gets a GF, because in 4 and 5 all the girls have to be reserved for the MC. In 3 because again, much more linear plot originally, you can't date Chidori at all, right? And everybody's progression is tied to the plot, not to hanging out with them. One big downside of people awakening to their new version of their persona upon finishing their social link is that now, because it's not tied to story progress, they're like revelations are tied now to hanging out with you, not to progressing as people throughout the story, which is very noticeable in 5. Not so much in 4, but very much so in 5, I feel like, where people always talk about how, you know, the earlier characters feel like you don't see a ton of them after their, after their initial part, whereas with 3, you know, people progress throughout the whole story and eventually evolve their personas during it, or because of things that happen. 6 different Sega games, technically, not counting Yakuza. Yeah, at this point I should probably just look up a location. Gosh darn it, there's a key nearby. Just taunting me at this point. Okay, I'm not gonna worry about it right now. Let me just look up, what's sub-story is this? The Apprentice Part 2? Okay. If 6 happens, the Confidant rank 10 should be tier 3 only. I mean, if you listen to the fan base, apparently Yosuke gets Lapras. I see that way too much. Yeah, people are talking about that a lot in Arena. To be fair, they do kind of have a cute dynamic in Arena with his story, if you play through it and stuff, but I don't know, there's not much there in, like, Ultimax or anything to, like, indicate that, so... Yeah, I like the story with Junpei and Chidori. It's also a shame that, like, you know, Ryuji never gets, like, a girlfriend, right? Or Yosuke never, like, gets over his, like, problem with girls and, like, gets a girlfriend. It's one of the reasons probably why people assert so much the Yosuke MC ship all the time, right? All right, so what's the name of this? The Apprentice Part 2. So Yakuza for the Apprentice Part 2. Yep. Go to Shikafu, just east of the M store, and you'll see a guy on his phone talking about the place. Okay, head inside the elevator and you'll pound the... Okay, that's spoilers. So east of the M store. Okay. We're looking for a dude on a phone. Oh, is it this dude? The shoe. I appreciate you telling me about him. But is this the Shirobara... Was this Shirobara guy really all that? I mean, I'm outside his building now, and he, like, dragged this guy in. Sure, he looks nice enough, and he's been all, just leave it to me about everything. But seeing that guy getting pulled into his office makes me a little uneasy, if I'm being perfectly honest. I hate to be a pain, but do you happen to know any other moneylenders in the area? This is definitely the place. Oh, okay. So I did, like, talk to that dude. And now I should be able to, like, rub my body against this elevator and go up. I see. Alright, game. Shiobara's office must be in here. Ryuichi doesn't need a girlfriend, he has Joker, baby. I thought people shipped Akechi with Joker already. Akiyama-san! Look, you're free to lend money if you want, but I won't quietly stand by while you poach my customers. I'm not poaching anybody! I just told him you'd make it some crazy test, only to turn him away in the end. I see it'll take more than words to get my point across. That's fine by me. If you want to be a loan shark in this town, you've got to be prepared for this sort of thing. Man, he took this in stride, huh? Yeah, what if he copied Akiyama that much, huh? Oh, that blood's never coming out of that carpet, is it? Why'd you get in this business to begin with? Because I suggested it. Harima, Arima. But why? I sent Shiobaro. Oh, the ass kisser. Right. I sent Shiobaro-san had a knack for finance, so I figured he'd make a valuable partner. I can't do the same things you do, Hakiyama-san, but I'm still serious about entering this money lending business. Together, Hariyama-san and I will rule the world of Kamurocho finance. Fine. Is that really what you want to do? It's a little too late for that. I suppose you're right. Well, go on and rake in the cash then. See you around. Did you know Junpei gets better grades than I guess? Yeah. Because ballistics aren't on the math quiz. She can do ballistics just fine. And she can speak dog. But history is not her strong suit. Little sneak. I wonder how this will all turn out. Oh, level up. Nice. Alright. Let me upgrade my abilities then. See what we got here. Could get Taunt Master. That'd be kind of nice. I kind of want to keep working through, yeah, heat actions now. Especially since I can unlock some new ones by, using them, so. So, smash an enemy's head against a guardrail. Against guardrail or other high places. Okay. Reminds me of Vigus' stats in the answer just being kind of bad. Do you mean Metis's? Because I guess, you know, she has, whatever persona she has, so. Do you mean, like, when she initially starts with, Palladion, I think? Oh, social stats. Yeah, you can like look at her social stats, and she's got like some funny, like, and kind of interesting little things there. Yeah. Unfortunately, how to Dune Blade your local preschool isn't. Yeah. Wow, I typed that poorly. Persona 3 Fez Igus social stats. See if I can find an image of this, maybe. Ah, here it is. Gosh, let me just open this. Man, I need to get rid of Chrome, man. This thing chugs so much. Okay, I found what I was looking for. Yeah. Needs work on her academics. A charm is kind-hearted, courage is fearless. I can't remember what these are exactly. I think this is like rank 1 or 2. I would imagine this is like rank 3 and rank 5. I guess starts the answer with Orpheus though, right? Not Palladion / Athena. Technically, if you want to get technical about it, the very she does start with it like for the very first fight, and then like after that she gets like Orpheus. Yeah, fearless is rank 5. Yeah. Academics ass. Yeah, needs work. To be polite about it, she needs to work on that. Yeah, like I think the tutorial fight has her using Athena, and then she has like the cutscene where she awakens Orpheus, if I remember correctly. It's been a minute, but that is my recollection. Okay. All right, let's head back to the office a minute. Technically, we're supposed to be picking up the 30,000 yen for that dude whose girl is being ransomed, so. We should go bowling at some point. Bowling sounds kind of fun. Yeah. Well, I guess next week we can finish out Akiyama, or, well, maybe Thursday. Sorry, I forgot today was Tuesday for a second. Tuesday, or maybe Thursday, we can go ahead and finish out Akiyama stuff. Not sure who the next person is going to be. But yeah. Oh, sheesh. See if I can, let me see. So, abilities, heat abilities. Okay, I just have to have them, like, near a guardrail or something. They don't have to be, like, grabbed or anything. I don't think I have, actually. That's a good point. We haven't done too much side, like, we haven't done too much, like, side activities in terms of, like, mini games. I think the only mini game we really did was, we did that fake, we did the fake, arcade game. Well, I say fake. It is a game, but, like, wasn't actually an arcade game. Bowling is fun. My family's way too competitive about it, though. My family gets really competitive over, like, board games and stuff and card games. Like, we were playing a game, it was me, my sister on a team, my parents on a team, and my aunt and another person on a team. And I started to talk to my sister about something about the game, and they're like, no table talk. And you would have thought I just, like, shot a cat or something with the way they were talking about it. Like, no table talk, no. Did any of Akutsuki's jokes make you laugh? Nah, they're intentionally bad puns. Maybe I laughed at, like, how bad they were at one point, but... Chief, where have you been? We have a new customer. Sorry about that. Well, I'm here to grab the ransom money, but I guess I can talk to this lady instead. Apologies for the wait. No problem at all. Now, what can I do for you today? I'm sure I must be asking too much of you, but might I be able to borrow 50 million yen? That reminds me, one of the interesting additions Fez adds is I think the security camera footage thing that you can do is, I think, a Fez addition, if I remember correctly. 50 million. That's a pretty big loan. Maybe so bold as to ask to why? As it happens, my husband also works in the consumer lending industry. Lately, however, various factors have tied up his cash flow, and the business is in the midst of a financial crisis. Did the bank stop financing him? It pains me to say this, but past clients who had been overcharged began asking for refunds, and the banks no longer find my husband trustworthy. Then, why are you here? Why are you here and not your husband? My husband is a prideful man. He would never dream of borrowing money from another loan firm. I see. When my husband was young, his father became burned with debt and committed suicide. From that day forward, my husband vowed to never be a failure like his father was, to ever be a lender and not a borrower. For him to borrow from another moneylender would be as though he'd become his father he rejected, and he could never accept that. He has no idea I'm here. I beg you, please lend me the 50 million yen. All right, but seeing as you've come here, I assume you already know the rules? I do. I have to pass a test. Is that correct? That's right. Usually I give a 3-hour time limit, but I think I have to consider the size of the loan in question here. As a way of testing your resolve, I'll give you 30 minutes to find employment somewhere here in Kamurocho. 30 minutes? Yes. If you succeed, I'll lend you 50 million yen. Completely interest-free. By the way, I'm pretty sure you can only do every sub-story if Hana is available, and after you do something in this chapter, she becomes unavailable, and most sub-stories, including her, are gone until later, so watch out if you feel like doing some sub-stories. Akiyama is 15. Okay. I think we're about halfway through them then. I think like we've done 5 or 7 or so of them. We might just do all of them as we go, because if there's only 10 or 15 for each person, kind of depends on the quality of the sub-stories, but so far they've been interesting. Not much variety in like how they're structured, because they're all seem to be structured around the loan stuff for the most part, but you know, it's Akiyama, so that makes sense. It would not surprise me if they were intentionally bad in story, like he intentionally comes up with bad jokes to make people suffer, installing them in, I guess, to increase suffering when not around. I don't know about that, but like it definitely seems like even in the writing of the story, nobody else finds his puns particularly humorous either. Oh, and may I ask your name as well? Setsuko Arima. Oh, it's Arima. That dude. Guess she's married to that Arima fellow over at Tenjin Loans. You mean you didn't know? She's a familiar face around here. Is she really? I'm not much interested in older women, so... Anyway, according to what she said, Tenjin Loans isn't doing so great these days. Think you can check up on that, Hana-chan? Oh my gosh. I don't remember that happening from Q, so it's probably in Q2, because I did do all the like hangout stuff in Q. There were a lot of like good little interactions, but I don't remember that one from Q, so maybe it is in Q2. I guess we'll find out here in several months whenever I get to Q2, huh? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I want to do like... I don't know. I kind of want to do like Rideout and then Persona Q2, because it's like taking a break from SMT stuff, and then like do SMT4A, and then maybe like... I don't know. I'll figure it out later. Whatever. I got like a whole month and a half probably of the Rideout game, although it's supposed to be a little bit shorter. I mean, we don't have to do all the daily stuff, right? I don't have to figure all that stuff out. I just have to do the combat. So it's probably more like a 40 to 50 hour game. So it'll probably be more like a month than a month and a half or whatever, but nah, still is going to be a while. Anyway, according to what she said, Tenjin Loans isn't doing, oh yeah, I'm on it, Chief. Well, everything looks okay at first glance, but with all the overpayment refunds and defaulted loans, it's safe to say Tenjin is in a really tight spot. Hana is like really good at Google searching or something, man. Like she is really good at this stuff, because like she pulls up that information and does like a full analysis like lickety split. Like within minutes she has like their entire bank history apparently. Figures. When Arima-san invited you over to his office, he was probably hoping to pull you in so he could get his hands on Sky Finance's capital. It all makes sense now. I turned him down, so he cozies up to the latest big moneymaker, Shiobara. Shiobara-san gets Tenjin clients, while Tenjin gets control of Shiobara-san's money, as the two of them try to ride out their financial troubles. And I'm willing to bet the clients Arima hands off to Shiobara-san are the ones with no means to repay him. Arima gets rid of the bad clients and scores some fresh funds in the process. 2 birds, 1 stone. This isn't story stuff, but yeah, we should go do karaoke or something at some point. Yeah, we could go do karaoke after this sub-story. I kind of want to see how this one ends, because it seems like we're getting close to the end of the Shiobara, like, plot line. So I'd like to do that a minute, and then, like, maybe we can go do some karaoke to wrap it up for today. He and his wife might be able to temporarily make it through their financial crisis. But if those deadbeat clients cause money troubles for Shiobara-san, with no more loans on the horizon, Tenjin Loans wouldn't be around much longer. Exactly. Hello? Hi, Akiyama-san. Do you have a moment? Sure. What's up? Well, the lady from Tenjin Loans is here asking for a job. What, at the club? Uh-huh. And? She's not exactly the right age for hostess work. I tried saying no, but she's not backing down. She said she'll clean the restrooms, wash dishes, anything. I told her there's got to be plenty of other jobs out there, different kinds of jobs. But apparently all the Lakely places turned her away. I suppose not many places in town would hire the wife of the president of Tenjin Loans. Does she know I'm the one who runs that place? I don't think so, no. Why? What's going on? Nothing. Just stall her for a minute, okay? I'm on my way. Very well. Interesting. This reminds me of that, like, single mother story that we got as a sub-story earlier, where he also asked her the same thing. Go find a job in 30 minutes or whatever. Hana-chan, I'll be right back. Okay. Later, Chief. I think he said in, like, 3 hours or whatever, though, instead of, like, 30 minutes. Yeah. It seems like there are quite a few, like, subsequent sub-stories. Like, you have to do one after another. Oh, this is, like, right over at the, Club Elise. Oh. Okay. Well, let's see if I can just, like, walk over there and, like, not have the story happen. Or if the story is going to happen anyway. Either way, we gotta head over that way. But, yeah. Good, let me just save just in case. I don't want to get Hana kidnapped or something and then I can't do karaoke or whatever. Can always reload if this goes south. Hey, that's Arima. Oh. Hopefully. I guess we'll see. I think it's because Yakuza 0 has Sprint and that came out after Yakuza 5, so not sure. Setsuko, what is this here about a job hunt? What the hell's going on? Well, look, don't worry about the company. Shiobara and I were just putting the finishing touches on our partnership agreement. Hello? Shiobara-san, what are you doing here? I could ask you the same thing, disappearing in the middle of signing our agreement. Oh, I see your wife's here, too. What's going on? Nothing. Nothing at all. Let's head back and finish up all that paperwork. It does sound pretty nice, yeah. I can smell food coming from upstairs. Cooking from somewhere upstairs, so I'll have to go check out what's going on up there soon. Nothing at all. Oh, let's head back and finish up that paperwork. Just don't embarrass me anymore. Got it? Who's embarrassing whom? Akiyama-san. Huh? Why are you here anyway? I own the place. What? Oh. What do you do with Shiobara is none of my concern. But this lady here is my customer. Stay out of her way and let her finish her tests. How dare you! Why would you be taking his test? You probably haven't realized this yet, but Tenjin Loans is, well... Shut up! Come on, guys! Get him! Alright. This is kind of an interesting little sub-story line, because you have, like, multiple feeding into it, because you have the one with a single mother, you have the ones with Shiobara, that you don't... like, that starts out as kind of like a who's this schmuck, and then you know you get more backstory out of Akiyama by hanging out with him, you know, and you see like how he's like kind of growing as a person a little bit, you know, and then you also have this whole thing with this dude, although that one is more just so like just talking to Arima and like establishing him as a character more than anything else. There's not much to that one, that little interaction there. Honey, I'm sorry, Arima-san, but I took the liberty of looking into your company's financial health. The high interest rates you've charged are coming back to haunt you. Refunds and defaults of loans that put your business in a precarious position. Even if you manage to get over the current hump by giving your clients to Shiobara and putting his money into Tenjin's pockets, the demand for refunds won't stop, and you don't possess the financial means to get new clients. Shiobara's funds will just barely solve the problem at hand, and the only clients he'll inherit are the ones who can't pay him back. He'd be left with nothing but a bunch of deadbeats while Tenjin loans bleeds him dry. Your business is destined to fail. One past streak is usually enough to keep the banks from lending to you. Unless you reel in some new loans, Tenjin will go down in flames and take Shiobara with it. Setsuko-san knew all this. She swallowed her pride and her honor, ready to scrub toilets in a hostess club if that's what it took to pass my test. She was genuinely trying to make a new start with you. Setsuko-san, you've passed the test. I'll lend you 50 million yen, like we agreed. Thank you so very much. You really helped send me out, Akiyama-san. I appreciate it. I wasn't exactly trying to. It's just like you said. What? Show people you're serious and they'll be happy to work with you. Arima-san's wife was serious about passing your test, and you responded to that. I think Arima-san really understood his wife's determination as well. My eyes have been opened. I made a little bit of money and started acting like I had it all figured out. I'll start over, and this time, I know my efforts will pay off. Okay, we'll see about that. Wonder what Akiyama's thinking about all that. Well, it seems like we'll probably see Shiobara maybe like one more time. Be kind of weird if it just ended off there, to be honest with you. All right, let's go get that 30. Well, maybe we just go and do some karaoke. Yeah, let's just go do some karaoke a minute and wrap up for today. Should be on the southern east part of town. That's Shogi. Yeah, there's Karaoke-ken. Smile bugger. Smile bugger. Smile burger. We love your smile. Thanks. You can have it. Smile bugger. Better than smile booger. The last thing you want in a Burger King burger is somebody else's booger, but that may just be what you get. Hello, sir. The fee is 500 yen for one person. Shall I show you to your room? I think I'll call someone to join me. All right, that'll be 1,000 yen for two people. Got it. Just give me a moment to give them a call. Yeah, probably about the same, to be honest. I don't know, it's kind of like the difference between probably like McDonald's and Burger King, right? Sorry to keep you waiting, Chief. Thanks for coming. Ready to sing your heart out? Right this way, please. The pun folder is Q1. Dang, I must have forgotten that then. Yeah, there are a lot of interactions, so I must have forgotten it. Oh well. But yeah, the interactions in Q1 are kind of fun, but like, I don't know, I feel like you'd be better off just like watching them on a YouTube video than playing through them all, to be honest with you. Like, playing through the entire game is not worth all the, like, little interactions in Q1. I guess we'll see if it's worth it in Q2. Although I did enjoy Q1 on the whole. I think I gave it a 5 or a 6. Fairly low in terms of, like, how I usually rate Persona games. It's, like, very much like a B or a C tier game, I think. Yeah, maybe like a C or a D if you're comparing against all the other Persona games. Karaoke is a rhythm. Yeah, okay, I know how karaoke works. We're fine. Can't believe I'm going to karaoke with you, Chief. I'm so excited. Now, what should I sing? I think I'll try Raindrops. The lyrics are heart-rending, but it's one of my favorite songs. For the 3DS, it did well? Yeah. I just think that there's a lot to keep track of there. It's just overwhelming. Maybe it'd be better if I wasn't playing on stream and I could take more time with it and I wasn't trying to rush it, but having it take more time is like, I guess I wasn't trying to rush it, it's just I was playing it consistently for like large periods of time. I think if I just like played 1 or 2 dungeon runs instead of like playing for like 5 or 6 hours in one go, I think I would have enjoyed it more. I think that's kind of the way it's meant to be played, is like doing like 1 or 2 dungeon runs in like one sitting, or like a car ride or something, right? Or on your commute. How did I randomly like hit a note before the okay. Gosh, I'm remembering why I was so glad that they swapped over to the new system for karaoke in more recent games. Although I think that was around the time of 6, so honestly, it feels kind of weird that we're gonna swap characters. And it almost feels like we should just be swapping between Akiyama and Kiryu this whole game, with how fleshed out him and he is. The humming. Very relatable. Not SMT4 levels, but pretty good as far as JRPGs on the system went. Yeah. Yep. 3DS had a decent amount of like good JRPGs. DS had quite a few as well. I think one of the things that kind of hurt like some of that stuff on the 3DS is the fact that some of those games were released in other places, right? Yeah, well, it's easier probably to keep track of with Yakuza 0. Yeah, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, but like it also had the Wizard of Oz DS, so the Wizard of Oz RPG, so you know, and The World Ends With You, and some of the best Pokemon games, and a lot of other really good stuff. I had 2 Kingdom Hearts games. The Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games. It had... well, has, I guess. The Pokemon spin-offs of the Ranger games. It had some Tales games that were never officially localized, but have localization patches. It had some good Etrian Odyssey games with the dual screen mechanic of being able to, you know, draw the map. On the lower screen. It had Seventh Dragon, it had Sands of Ruin, it had Fossil Fighters. I'm sure there's more. If I went and looked, I could like think of more. Oh, the Naruto RPGs were actually pretty fun. I remember playing those. Those are pretty good on DS. I think my favorite part of the Sonic Chronicles thing is just the fact that they lost the music somehow and like had to recreate it from scratch, like in like minutes or whatever, or like not minutes, but like really close to the end of the game coming out. So it's not even like, yeah, the Sonic game kind of sucks, but it had a good soundtrack. Like Sonic R kind of sucks, but like the soundtrack is godlike. But even Sonic Chronicles didn't even have that. But the Ultimate Ninja Storm games were a lot of fun, though. I played both of them. All right, what does Akiyama have for his own songs? Well, he's got a girlfriend already. He doesn't have too much. I guess that makes sense. Because he's got 4 characters, so they probably only got a few songs each. Except for the early Game Gear titles, yeah. I remember playing on an actual Game Gear back in the day. I think it was my uncle's. I got to use it some. That thing was a chunky beast. Like, holy cow, the batteries you had to put in that thing. Like, it was so heavy, man. But yeah, DS had a lot of really good JRPGs and RPGs in general. 3DS less so, and less exclusive ones. But yeah, some good stuff. Gosh, this is such a cursed way to do a rhythm game. The fact that it changes speed and it like randomly transitions. I know I'm just complaining because I'm bad at the game, but genuinely it is kind of a bad way to lay it out. The fact that there's not a consistent progression in how fast the line goes is, I think, just the biggest thing. Although the fact that it like will randomly go between the top or the bottom, I guess if you could like actually read the lyrics, you'd know kind of like which ones are coming next, and you can memorize it, right? It's still a rhythm game at the end of the day, and a relatively simple one. And some of the songs are a bit hard, but not too bad. But oh, really? Dang, that's a shame. They really put a lot of eggs in their basket with Akiyama, huh? I guess they knew he would be the first one people would see, so they wanted to make sure he put in a good impression. All right, let's do raindrops. And then probably be done. The next guy doesn't exactly like singing. His story's a bit more serious, and yeah, fair enough. Yeah, not everybody has to have karaoke, but it's interesting that they chose to put Akiyama as their like best foot forward in terms of like characters other than Kiryu. So it seems like from everything I've seen in chat that people really like this character, and I understand why. I haven't seen a ton of him. It feels like I feel like the story has been kind of moving along, but I haven't seen too much of him. But like, I don't know, I have a hard time getting hold of his character because so many of his interaction with other people are just lone stuff, and then like the few cutscenes we've had with him in the story so far. So far he's a good character. I just don't really know what to make of him so much. Like, I feel like I'm not doing him justice when I'm trying to like voice him, but I'm also not sure how to voice him exactly, because I haven't heard enough of his how he talks and stuff in like cutscenes and all that. I feel like I mean, I can see why people would like him. He's fun to play as combat wise, so that always helps, and he's got an interesting character. He's got a cool backstory that ties back into one of the first games, right? Some of the memes write themselves with like Sky Finance and everything. Oh gosh, he's an archetype that like a lot of girls tend to like, that kind of like sloppily dressed but like good looking kind of guy. I mean, look at Jack Sparrow, right? Robert Downey Jr. maybe. Not vibe, but like look. Jack Sparrow's probably a bit closer in vibe. Pretty good arcade, by the way. I've never seen so many pinball machines in my life. Yeah, I don't know why you ship him with Hana, because like maybe I'm guessing that the girlfriend thing doesn't work out. The whole went on a date, literally kissed last night thing doesn't work out. But not sure why you're shipping with him with Hana. I don't even know how old Hana is. I don't know. Her outfit kind of makes me think that she's like just out of school, but not sure. It's a little hard to tell. Yeah, I should probably wrap it up for today. It's already been 3 hours. All right. It's getting kind of late. I gotta go eat something. I don't know. I could start these streams a little bit earlier if we wanted to play a bit more. Maybe I'll think about doing that here soon. Well, if I get a job, I was thinking the other day, if I get a job like offer, like a serious job offer in like the next couple of weeks, I'm probably gonna have to like, all right guys, we're playing Yakuza 4 for like 5 hours a day for the next 2 weeks so I can finish the game before I get a job or something. Yeah, she has to be a save because, you know, she's working for a company and stuff. But how was karaoke? Karaoke was pretty good. It was all right. There was only one real song outside of like the Honda stuff that like he actually sang. The rest was just interjections, but it was like, it was fun. Probably gonna finish on Thursday. Akiyama on Thursday? Yeah, probably. We'll see. I kind of want to do some more of the sub stories a minute, but we'll see. Well, as for the mini games, we're gonna have 4 different characters going through this town. I can do the mini games with them later. Probably with the dude who like is bigger into weapons or whatever. Because I think somebody said there was one dude who uses a lot of weapons, so doing mini games with him to like get money and give him more options in combat makes a lot of sense. That's Yakuza 5, dang. Okay, never mind. Weapon Man is Yakuza 5, dang it. Okay. Alright, well, at some point. Baseball Man. Right, yeah. Alright. Well, we can still do, like... I mean, we did the arcade one. I don't know. I wonder if there's any, like... in this or the next one, if there's any, like, unique mini games to, like, a certain character. Yeah, there might be ones that, like, are in, like, a town or something that one character starts out in or something, but... I wonder if there's, like, some that, like, are only for, like, certain characters. You can do bowling? Eh, maybe at some point. We haven't done that yet. No, not recently. Not in this game, anyway. Yeah. Well, I mean, have you seen the picture of that dude? Of Akiyama, like, 5 or 6 years ago or whatever? Man, a lot changes in 5 or 6 years. Despite him not changing names. Well, maybe she didn't know his first name. Well, no, wait. That's his girlfriend. He should know. Yeah, no, wait, you're right. That is stupid. Because, like, if... I was gonna say, well, maybe, you know, they just worked together. She didn't know his first name. But no, like, yeah, it's his girlfriend. She should know his first name. If she doesn't recognize him, maybe she really was that bad of a girlfriend, huh? Can we start next stream bowling? Ah, sure. We could. We'll see. We'll see. Like I said, given how much you're shipping with Hana, I'm guessing that the whole, like, X thing doesn't work out. No, speaking of Pokemon Black and White. Yep. All right. I'm gonna wrap it up here for today. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Yeah, the sub stories for Akiyama are kind of repetitive a little bit, just because they're all focused around like the lending thing and everything, but they are good. So far they have been good, so. But yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thanks for hanging out, Corgi, Jeppo, British Snorlax, Christian, Lorenzo, Gold, Will, Nash. Maybe I'll see you guys tomorrow for P4 anime. Otherwise, maybe I'll see you back here on Thursday. We'll keep going with Akiyama and everything. But yeah, hope you guys are all having a good week. But in case I don't see you, hope you guys have a good afternoon, good evening, and good night. See you guys.